friends, welcome back to another weekend reading vlog. So I wasn't really planning on doing a weekend vlog. I was going to do like a week vlog, but a lot of things are happening this weekend that I kind of wanted to document. First of all, I picked up on a whim The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang yesterday. And I read the whole thing in one day, which is kind of shocking, also kind of not shocking because I absolutely adored the Poppy War. The only reason why this was a surprise that I picked it up was I was waiting until closer till November to read the second and the third books closer together because I knew how I would be feeling right now if I would finish it, and I need the third book to happen, and that won't happen till November. So I was just having like a bad day yesterday, and I figured I would pick up a book physically because that has been something that I have been feeling in the past couple of weeks. I noticed I've been doing a lot of audiobook reading, which is great. I would pick up an audiobook rather than a physical book because I could be more productive and listen to an audiobook and do something else at the same time. And reading does not have to be like the most productive thing in the world. Like, it's okay to take time for yourself. I'm trying to learn that for myself. We're in like the middle of a pandemic, so it's okay not to be productive all the time. So I'm trying to read physically because it's totally okay just to sit down and read and not do anything else and enjoy your time physically reading. So that's what I did. I wasn't expecting to read this whole 600-page book in one day, but I have to say it was really easy to. The Poppy War had been one of my favorite books of this year that I had read, but there was one problem, and I did think it just felt like very two separate halves. The first half and the second half felt almost like two separate books in terms of pacing, but that was the only thing that I found wrong with it. Otherwise, it was pretty much a flawless book. This starts really fast from the first, like the prologue even, not even the first chapter, and it just keeps going. Wonderful. This is definitely one of my favorite books of the year. Just this whole series. I'm so excited for the next book in the trilogy because it's just going to be one of my favorite fantasy trilogies ever. So I wanted to film that, like the process reading it, but I was so invested in actually reading that I didn't really get any sort of footage at all. So yeah, not a lot there, like my reading experience, but just take that, I guess, as a recommendation that I was just so invested in the world that I didn't even want to look up from it and do anything else all day. I just read. It was glorious and exactly what I needed. Now the next thing that's going to be interesting about this weekend is on Sunday I go back to work, which is very nerve-wracking. I work in a customer service oriented job. Now when I do go back on Sunday, we are just doing like floor sets and setting up shop because the last time anyone has stepped foot in our store was March 17th, I believe. So, you know, just having to update everything and make it more seasonally appropriate. So do work Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday. The first couple of days is just setting up, which I do feel comfortable with. I'm very excited to see some of my coworkers again and just setting up everything. However, Saturday I'm so nervous about because it's our opening weekend and it's the 4th of July, and I probably wouldn't have done it had it not been time and a half pay, which I need. So I'm just very nervous. I have been hearing stories from my other friends just about how shitty people are being. So yeah, if you are still, like, if you're planning on going out, whatever, sure, go out and support, because honestly we don't want people to come to our store, obviously, because it's like not ready yet to open up and be business as normal. But obviously businesses are going to suffer if they open and no one comes to them. So it's just this really bad catch-22 situation. But if you go outside, wear a fucking mask. If you don't, then you don't need to shop for anything that's not an essential. Get a mask. Like, get a mask. You do not need to be going out. And it's just frustrating because the company that I work for, I believe we are going to be required to wear masks as an employee. I would be doing so anyway, but we are strongly suggesting that the people who come into our business wear a mask. So I live in Indiana, and it's literally like Pawnee with how people are responding to masks. If you've ever watched Parks and Rec, the forums, the crowd forums of all the people complaining about stupid shit, that's Indiana. I'm very nervous about just how many entitled people are gonna be out and about, but Sunday's my first day back, and that should be a good day. But it's gonna be weird because I haven't been obviously anywhere since March, so it's gonna be weird driving. I haven't driven since March. Yeah, just it's gonna be weird driving to work seeing people that are not like the people that I live with. I think that part is actually going to be really fun because floor sets, honestly, I'm not worried about because we're going to wear masks and it's only, I believe, me and 3 other people. And normally, I don't know if any of you guys have done floor sets before for anything, but we do like divide and conquer, so each of us does usually stay in like a section of the store and work on that alone. So not worried about that. I'm looking forward to getting money, honestly. But yeah, it's just been like the most delightfully cozy day today, and it was yesterday too, but today is like thunderstorming all day. So that's like the universe, I feel like, giving me 2 extremely wonderfully cozy days before I have to kind of start business as normal, at least in terms of working. So I'm very nervous about that, but I figured it would be fun to do kind of like a weekend vlog because I'm going to be reading a lot today and a lot tomorrow, just because I do have my commute back, so that's more audiobook time, and my floor set, we can listen to headphones, so that'll be more audiobook time. And just in between, I'm really just going to try and pick up more physical books because this was the most delightful reading experience that I've had in a while. So yeah, that's going to be it for this clip. I think we might have to go grocery shopping today and pick up some stuff, so we'll probably do that and then just not really do anything for the rest of the day, which is fine by me. So we did end up going to Target and spent a lot of the day there. If you hear noises outside, those are my neighbors. They, since like the 1st of June, have gradually been launching more and more fireworks every single night. So like I can see them through my closed blinds. They're actually like the ones that, like, you know, like you'd actually go to a show to see. They're not just little bottle rockets or whatever. So that is fantastic. I really hate fireworks. As you can hear them in the background, I wish they weren't a thing. I just, you know, the environmental impact, this noise, the way it impacts animals and veterans and people with PTSD, and on a personal level, I have to wake up super early tomorrow, and I'm trying to wind down early. It's like 10:30 right now, which is super early for me, but I have to wake up at 6 a.m., which I have not done since March. So the silver lining regarding all of that is that it is a very casual dress code tomorrow since we're just doing floor sets. So thank goodness. I've not even worn jeans since March, so I'm glad I can just wear leggings tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. I will check back in tomorrow once I have read a little bit more of it, and also just check back in after I finish working. So that's it for tonight, and I will see you tomorrow morning sometime. It's like 5 o'clock at night. I finished work at noon and then I came home and slept because I was exhausted. I've had some time to relax, eat some lunch, and play some Animal Crossing. So the July books for Book of the Month came out today and I placed my order, and I have kind of realized my TBR shelf is getting full. So if I want to add my new physical to-be-read books to it, I need to get to some of those. I picked up one of my picks from last month, and that was The Last Flight by Julie Clark. This is a thriller about 2 women who they have different, very hard circumstances in their lives they're running away from. They switch last minute each other's flights and take the other's identity in order to help both of them get a jump on hiding from the people they're hiding from. And one of the planes goes down. So that really ruins their plans to make like a low profile escape. So this is a very short, very fast-paced thriller. I'm on page 84 and I think I wasn't even reading it for an hour, so it's very easy to get through. I'm intrigued. It's my first book by this author, and it is a very different premise than I've read before in a thriller, because I know sometimes a lot of thrillers, especially ones that are just about like middle-aged women, tend to fall into the same sort of categories and nothing wrong with tropes. Obviously, we all love tropes, at least certain ones, for a reason, but if you read a ton of thrillers, they all start feeling the same. So I had taken a break from thrillers for a while, but this one just really called my name last month, and I am enjoying it. You're wondering why the lighting is so intense in my bathroom, it is because this is the only lighting in our bathroom that we have, is this solitary lamp, because this is the overhead light, and we actually can't get to it. We tried to unscrew it and we can't. We need like tools to get down there, and our maintenance crew is doing only essential work orders, which I totally understand. I don't want someone coming into my home right now either. We don't have access to it, only he has access to it, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's not like a normal lamp. So we've just been stuck with this for the foreseeable future, which is not ideal. It really feels like horror movie lighting in here because I watch a lot of haunted house movies. That's my favorite genre, and a lot of them have to do, like, they'll move in and renovate a home, and the intensity of this bulb reminds me of a light that you use when you're working on a renovation late at night. So that's always fun. But I just put my mask on and I'm going to try and enjoy the night. Fireworks have started, so we'll see. But I don't have work tomorrow, so it doesn't matter if I don't fall asleep until late, because I don't have to wake up until late either, which is always a plus. Good morning, happy Monday. I am gonna continue this reading vlog just throughout today as well, because I have today off and then I start working again on Tuesday, and I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I figured today would be probably the last full day that I would be able to actually vlog a little bit for you guys. So it's been a very laid back and relaxed morning. Today I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself, but it is going to be a free day for me, which I don't have until like coming up at the end of the week. I want to get a lot done. I really want to clean. I feel like a wonderful thing about this self-isolation period is that I've been deep cleaning regularly, which sounds so gross. I clean. Like, my place is clean. I'm not trying to give off the impression that I don't clean, but just once a month I have been taking time and really deep cleaning things, doing all the things that, you know, everyone puts off, and just feel like it's time for another one of those again, and really, you know, getting into the corners of everything and scrubbing, maybe scrub some bathroom tiles, because our tub is so gross. I love taking baths, but at the same time I don't really in our place, just because the bathroom is really just very old, and it just, you know, sometimes when, especially in rented places, when bathrooms get old, they just feel a little gross, and there's nothing really we can do in terms of renovation. We just kind of have to deal with what we have and what we've got. So I think maybe like a deep clean there too would be beneficial. So I want to do that, but I also don't want to spend all day cleaning. So I'll probably do that in little bursts. I want to work out today, and I also want to do some prepping for Camp NaNoWriMo. I wore one of my Nano shirts today to kind of get me in the mood. I do have a really good idea, if that doesn't sound too braggy, but I have a really good idea that I'm looking forward to, and I really enjoy the structure of Nano. That really helps me set a writing goal, especially as someone who I absolutely love writing, but I just love that sense of community around Nano and Camp Nano. So I'm going to be doing that. It starts July 1st. It is 29th, so I have 2 more days to kind of set in place some things. I'm very much a mixture of a planner versus a pantser. I have a nugget of an idea, and I'll flesh out the characters in terms of planning and maybe some things that I would like to happen, but I just kind of see where the story takes me. So I am feeling really good about this one, and it is a shorter story. And when I say shorter, I still feel like it's going to end up being maybe in the 300 page mark. I think that's been one of the biggest holdups in my writing journey is I love these huge tomes. All of my favorite books are huge, but with some exceptions, writers, their first book isn't going to be like that 800 page or 1,000 page book. So I think I kind of have to accept the fact that I'm still learning to write. I do want to get published, and I think this idea is publishable, so I'm not going to say a lot about it, but it is probably going to be a shorter form story, and that's something that I do have to keep in mind. Not all stories need all of that page time to breathe. Some stories do excel better in shorter forms, especially seeing as if I manage to get this published, it would be my first published work, so it doesn't need to be huge. And I do think that it's probably very hard for a first-time author to get something very huge published. So I want to plan out that a little bit. So those are like the major two things, is cleaning and doing the nano stuff. So that's going to be my Monday, and I'll check back in with you guys. Let's be realistic. We'll try once in the middle of the day and then once at night, because I do have to wrap this up because I want to get this uploaded in a timely manner. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this update, and I will talk to you guys later. What is up? It is Tuesday, and I didn't expect to be making this clip today, so excuse my blue tongue. It's a slushy, and just my general haggard appearance. I have had a day for so many reasons, but first of all, I wanted to come on and say this vlog might be a little bit choppy, and that's because this was originally supposed to be a weekend reading vlog, and I actually uploaded it today on Tuesday. And what do you know, at the very end of today, I discovered that the author, I was reading a book all throughout the weekend and raving about it, and discovered today that the author is kind of not a great person. I'm not going to be continuing the book, and I'm not going to be like advocating for the book, and honestly I was just going to delete this whole entire vlog. But I did have like a really glowing review of The Dragon Republic in there, and I wanted to keep that because I think it's an amazing book that deserves all of the love. And that's like not a clip that I can just keep by itself, because then it would be like a 2-minute long vlog. What's the point of that? So right now I'm in the process of editing all of like my comments about Steel Crow Saga, was the book, by the way. All of the comments that I made about that book out of it, because I don't want it in my reading vlogs. I don't want to support, even retroactively, I don't want to support a book and talk about a book that I don't support and that I don't support the author. So I was planning on vlogging throughout this week and having it a separate vlog, but I'm just going to add it to my weekend vlog footage and just have one large mega vlog. So that's what I'm gonna do. Today was a rough day at work. It was very long, it was very hard. I was at work from 8 to 5 and doing manual labor, setting up my store for our grand opening this weekend and doing shipment and all of that. And it was a lot. I was sweating, and also because we had to wear masks the whole time, which obviously I'm going to do. That's small potatoes compared to anything else, but it's, you sweat different in a mask. I feel like just my face was just disgusting. So it was a mess after that shift, and then I got home and just wasn't feeling great, which is why I have a slushie to, I don't know, try and make myself feel a little bit better. And then I was just trying to take a relaxing bath and watch some booktube videos in the bath, and then I found out that I just felt super shitty that I don't know, I guess that's something that I should be doing, is researching books before I pick them up. And I don't separate the artist from the art, so I'm just gonna have to take that upon myself. Today has been a trip. Also, another thing why I'm in such like a funk, I got a Barnes & Noble gift card for my birthday from my fiance's parents, and I ordered books with it, and they said that they were delivered and they're not here. So going to the office tomorrow for my apartment complex and seeing if they have it, hopefully, and hoping that it's something that they just delivered to the office and the office didn't let me know, rather than someone just taking a box off of our stoop full of books in it. Today's really not my day, so I'm going to finish editing, try and find something else to read. And oh, also, Nano starts tomorrow and I work from like 8 till 3, so when I get home, I have to immediately sit down and write. I was just hoping to get some quality reading in this weekend before Nano started because I want to focus on writing, and that clearly didn't happen, so that's frustrating. DNFing a book at 50%. I'm happy to do it because fuck that behavior. But me and my very blue tongue and lips are going to bid you a good night, and I will check back in with you tomorrow, hopefully in a lot better mood. Hello, happy Wednesday, happy July 1st, happy me procrastinating writing like a crazy person. It's day 1 of NaNoWriMo and I have written 5 words. And it's 6 o'clock right now. I just keep procrastinating. Today I worked from 8 until 3 and I was intending on coming home and writing to get it out of the way, to get my 1,600 words out of the way, and I got home. It's the first day of my period, so I took a bath, took a nap, woke up, decided that I was going to film my June wrap-up, that there was no other time to film my June wrap-up but today, right now. So I got ready, I went the extra mile in my makeup, sat down and filmed the wrap-up. Wrap-ups are my least favorite video to film, and now that all of that is done, I have nothing else to do but write. And I'm still putting it off. So now I'm just updating my vlog instead of writing. So you know the procrastination is bad. Work was fine. And definitely was more fine today because I got done at 3 instead of 5. But I ended up picking up an audiobook and read it in the nick of time. I started it last night and then finished it today. But technically I'm just counting it in my June wrap up because it's July 1st. I make the rules. So that was Will the Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doherty, and this is geared towards children. The full title is Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs? Big Questions from Tiny Mortals About Death. And best-selling author and mortician Caitlin Doherty answers real questions from kids about death, dead bodies, and decomposition. So not a book for everyone, but I really enjoyed it. I absolutely have loved every single one of Caitlin's books that she's published, and this one was no exception. This one was definitely for kids and the other 2 were for adults, but I really enjoyed it. I definitely agree that if you've ever been around a little kid, they don't shy away from strange questions or taboo questions, and questions about death. That's something that comes up a lot with kids, and especially in Western culture, we have a tendency to kind of make it a taboo subject, push it under the rug, make death this really scary thing, when really all they want to know is, why does grandma look so weird in her coffin? And there's an answer for that. We can talk about, you know, preserving bodies and all of that and what happens to bodies after they die, but instead we're like, oh, we can't talk about that, we're at a funeral, or we can't talk about that, we just had a funeral. So I really enjoyed it. So my camera died when I was making that clip, so that's really the last sign of the universe telling me to get started on my NaNoWriMo project. So I always like trying to write as much as I can in the beginning of the month. That's how I've historically done it and done well on it, is write as much as I can, so that way when I'm losing steam later on in the month, I don't have to reach 1,600 something words. But I have a feeling that it's just going to be a little bit different. I've got to admit, now that I'm working again, it's very strange going from not working at all to working. It's just very different in my routine, and it's very draining. It's draining physically, like the hard labor that I'm doing at the moment is draining, but also just being around people, just getting into a new routine, actually working in like a different place and going to a different place instead of staying at home. A little bit of a weird time, tricky time maybe, to start an idea that I actually had like a day before my birthday. I usually plan a lot more than this, but yeah, I'm just gonna see what we can do here. Let's get to writing, and accountability post, I'm checking back in when I have my word count for today, because it's gonna happen. So I've written about 900 words. I'm not done with my word count. Don't come for me. I will get there today. But my package finally came. So I thought I'd do a quick little haul. I got 3 books, but one of them is a pre-order, so it should be shipping to me July 7th. The other books I got, so first of all, I got Rage of Dragons. I've been hearing lots of really good things about this fantasy. I'm very excited to read this one, and I wish you could see like the format of this book. It's very interesting. I've heard wonderful things about this. It's the start of a series. You know how much I love an epic fantasy series. And look at this naked book. It's so sleek and simplistic, and I love it. It's a very interesting texture too. It feels like a softer version of like those binders or notebooks you'd get as a kid in school that had, if you like tilted them, the little Lisa Frank or whatever picture would move. That's what it feels like. Like, I feel like if I scratched it, it would have that vinyl sort of feel, but it's softer than that. It's really cool. It feels nice. I know that doesn't matter, but I thought that was interesting. And it's very simplistic too. It doesn't even have the author's name anywhere. It just has the Rage of Dragons right there. So if you're one for displaying naked books, this would be a really nice naked book to display. I've heard that there aren't as many dragons in here as the title suggests, but it's the first book in a series, so here's hoping. It does have a beautiful spine too. So I'm excited to put this one on my bookshelves. And then the other one I got. Let me just say, up until like 2 months ago, I'd never seen myself ever buying this series, ever trying to read this series. Even having this series on my radar. I know. So I don't have to justify any books on this channel because reading is reading and it's all great. But Crescent City, or House of Earth and Blood, was the most surprising read to me this year. If you saw my mid-year book freakout tag, you will have seen that. And it also was like the best book that I read that month, pretty much. And I wasn't expecting it, and it was such a fun reading experience because I really just felt like I wasn't reading it critically at all. I just felt like I was a kid again almost. I was just reading it for fun. Like, who cared if it was the most highbrow thing or not? Like, it was just a fun, enjoyable reading experience. So that got me kind of thinking maybe I should try out some of Sarah J. Maas's other works. And then my sister expressed interest in this series independently from that. She's gonna be turning 13 in a month, and I expressed interest in reading this series because she's big into like Harry Potter and was looking for other like magical fantasy series, and she wants more books with female characters. I don't know where, but she had heard about this. So I'm also picking this up so I can do a little read first and see if it's okay. Like, I mean, I guess even if I end up thinking it's a little too mature for her, I'm not gonna tell her no and ban her from reading that, because you know then she's really gonna read it. Just to kind of see if even I would just suggest like it would be for her, because I know this is young adult. And I know she has another adult series that's like the Court of Mist and Ruin, you know what I'm talking about. Aka War. Is that real? I don't know. Like, I'm on BookTube and you always see these acronyms and you don't know what they're for. But her other series I've heard is young adult, but it's very, very adult. So I don't know if this is the same way, if it's young adult, but it's very adult. Because she's an advanced reader, and if she's interested in this, then I want to support it and like buddy read with her. But we'll have to see. So yeah, these are the 2 books that I purchased. I am not going to pick up either of them until how about if I hit my word goal every single day this week, then I can pick up one of these new beauties. So we'll see. And then the 3rd book that I have coming on the 7th is also a highly anticipated fantasy that's coming out this year as well. So, and I'm going to get to writing now. Good morning. Happy Saturday. This is going to be the ending clip of this vlog, and I'll probably be starting another vlog tomorrow. Didn't update Thursday or Friday just because it was so busy for me. I worked on Thursday, and then on Friday I had a day off, and Thursday I did not get like any writing done whatsoever for Nano. So day 2 I was already behind. So Friday I was really writing a lot and pushing that and trying to make it work, and also trying to relax because today I have to deal with customers because it's our store's grand reopening and it's the 4th of July, and I'm just very nervous, and I'm really not looking forward to that at all. So if you've made it to the end of this vlog, I really appreciate it. I know there's not been a ton of reading. I don't really think I've picked up anything to read for like the second half of this week because I've been so preoccupied with writing, but starting next week, I have a very busy reading month because I'm doing not 1 but 2 readathons. So my July TBR should be coming out the next video after this one, so you can see that. And I'll actually show you my bullet journal spread because I'm really proud of it. It took me way too much time to do, but I did listen to an audiobook while I did that yesterday for a little bit of relaxation in between writing sprints. I'm looking forward to that. I never really got over having to DNF that book at the beginning of this week. I read the Dragon Republic at the end of last week, and then I don't think I've done really any reading since then. I have tried to pick up a couple books and just none of them have really been a good match for me. And I don't know if it's because I was really stressed this week or if I was just, you know, picking out the wrong types of books for me, but hopefully I get into audiobooks soon because I have a ton of them that I need to read this month for the readathons. And I did actually start The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, and I'm really enjoying that one. So fingers crossed that that will actually get me really excited about reading again. Man, I cannot express how much I really do not want to go to work, but just really fast, I'll go ahead and show you like my 2 readathon spreads that I did. I'm really proud of my 90s themed spread. I mean, I'm proud of the other one too, but it was a simpler spread. The other one is more elaborate. So this is the first readathon that I'm doing this month. It's the Horror in 24 readathon, and that goes from July 11th to August 3rd. Move that out of the way. So those are the prompts for those. I'm very excited about that. I love horror. And then this is the pop culture readathon that I'm doing, which is all July long. So I tried to do some different typography there, and I think it turned out pretty good. Used some stickers, got a Tamagotchi there. I'm doing the Thrill Ride board, of course, because I love anything having to do with horror. So as you can see, it's like a lot of books that I need to read this month. I did double up some of the prompts, like some of the prompts for Horror in 24 I'm doing also for the 90s pop culture because I'm not a complete masochist, but I mean, it's still gonna be over 10 books that I need to read this month on a TBR. So keep a lookout for that TBR video that is coming next week. Not next week, when you see this video, it's gonna be coming out the day after. We'll see, we'll try. And then I will also have a weekly vlog with hopefully both NaNoWriMo content and reading content because July is just going to be such a busy month. And it was probably a little crazy of me to decide to do NaNoWriMo and then also decide to pick such a huge TBR, but I'm ready for it. So that's going to be the end of this vlog. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel for more content from me. I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye!